Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back for another video. I thought in this video we could do a realistic reading week for me. It's Monday now, okay, so I'm going to be doing this Monday till Saturday. And I usually do most of my reading at night time or in the bath, which probably is a bit random for some people, but I just love being in the bath and reading my book. I mainly do it at night time as well, especially during a week while I'm working. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how much I can get done this week. I would say I'm just quite an average reader. I don't read very fast and I don't really care about that. I'm just going to read at my own pace and not put any pressure on it hopefully this week, but we'll just see how much I can read, to be honest, in a realistic busy week. It is probably going to be a busy week, to be honest, with work and just things going on in my personal life, so this is probably a good time to do it because I will actually be quite busy, so we'll see what I can get done. I thought that I would start with the Ascended in this video because I literally only have that much left. I think I have like around 50 pages left and I'm on page 671. I mean, the character art in this book is absolutely stunning. Look at this man. Obsessed. I have been completely devouring this. I normally would do a reading vlog on a book that's highly anticipated for me, but I was just so invested that I didn't even bother. So you get a tiny bit in this video of me reading this, but I'm loving it so far. So I'm just gonna pick this up, finish this book. I have no idea what I want to read in this vlog. I'm just gonna see whatever my mood takes me. Will I read some of my TBR? I don't know. I just want to finish this first and then we can see what I'll pick up next. With golden eyes and black hair, she reached for me as I was pulled away. I couldn't remember her name anymore, just the eyes, fierce, determined, filled with grief. You have to be kidding me. Oh my god, that ending was amazing. So I have just finished the Ascended. So I started on page 671. Let me just work this out. So I've read 56 pages. The only thing I have to say is 36 years and exactly 7 seconds. Oh my god. It makes me want to cry. Wow. That book, 5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars. Especially just because of the ending. You really do need to read Riftborn and Dustbound first if you haven't read those yet and you want to go into the Ascended. You'll understand why when you read it. I'm not going to give you any spoilers in this. You just really need to read them first to really grasp what this story means and who these characters are and how it's connected to the Esprithian trilogy as well. Wow. Okay, 56 pages. I wanted to finish it last night, but I fell asleep, so I thought, why not just finish it this morning? So I've already read 56 pages today. Absolutely no notes. I mean, Meddling Gods, Celestial Magic, Trials that were like really unique. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I didn't know what was going to come out of those trials. It wasn't like your typical, these are the rules, you have to follow them. There were rules broken left, right and centre, and I was really enjoying myself. Really strong characters. Every single one of them was strong. They definitely had their flaws, but I think for immortal beings, like I really felt their characteristics of being immortal and like the arrogance that comes with it. You could just feel that through the pages, and I really enjoyed it. Like, they weren't insufferable characters, even if they were like a tiny bit arrogant at times. This world was just so interesting, so I'd really highly recommend this one. So yeah, I am 56 pages down today. Honestly, I don't know how the rest of the day is going to go. I am feeling a little bit slumpy, which doesn't bode well for the start of the week. I don't know what to pick up. I want to mood read. I want to read my TBR. My next book that I might pick up is either Gloves Off, which is the 4th book in the Vancouver Storm series, I believe, which is hockey romance, so that might just give me a palette cleanser from romantasy, which would be a nice change. But then I'm also thinking I want to pick up another dystopian after reading Daggermouth. So I'm thinking maybe Conform, which is only like 400 pages. Or do I wait until tomorrow to read the 3rd book of On Wings of Blood? Yeah, so The Wings That Bind is being released tomorrow, but I can't go to bed at night without having read some pages. So I'm just like, what can I easily pick up tonight but wouldn't mind putting down so that I could pick up another new book tomorrow? Do you catch my drift? I'm the type of person that usually has to read one book at a time. Every time when I've done multiple reads, I've never really felt as invested in the story, and I feel like that kind of just does the book a disservice. I want to give it my full attention. I want to be invested in the world and the characters. I just don't want to use too much brain power at the moment as well, especially if I'm feeling this way. So I'm gonna pick up the camera again when I have an update on what I've been reading and how many pages I've read. We'll see how far I get. Okay, so I actually have a big update for you because today is not Tuesday. It is actually in fact Wednesday, and you might be thinking, well, what the hell happened to Tuesday? This is definitely a realistic week in my life of reading, because Tuesday I read absolutely nothing, and that is because I had an endo flare up. A very unwarranted endo flare up, but unfortunately these things happen. Hasn't happened for a really long time for me, but decided to happen yesterday. So Tuesday was a write-off. We're gonna forget that Tuesday didn't even happen and that today is Wednesday and I have an update. Monday, so I finished The Ascended, which you saw me do, and then I did pick up that night Gloves Off, and I did actually have to write down how many pages I read so I didn't forget. I read 141 pages of Gloves Off, so the total pages I read on Monday was 197 pages, which I think is pretty good. Now Gloves Off, I've been having a really fun time with. I really just didn't know what I wanted to pick up, and now it makes so much sense because my mood was all over the place, my hormones were all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted, so now I've started it and really got into it. I'm really loving it. I feel like this series really does remind me of the DC Star series by Chelsea Curte. Gloves Off follows our main character who is on the Vancouver Storm's hockey team, and also the doctor. It's the team's doctor. I love her. She knows what she wants. She is stylish. She wears her high heels to work, and I'm really enjoying her. They absolutely hate each other. Like, they actually hate each other. I could feel it. They really were not very nice to each other. So it was really fun off the bat. I think they're so annoyed with each other because they are so attracted to each other. They're annoyed with themselves that they're attracted to the person who is not very nice to them. So they both did things to each other that made them have a really bad opinion of them from the start, and it just got worse and worse. He just thought that she was some spoiled rich girl, didn't really care about her job, was just rude to the players, and because his ex was similar to his persona of her, he just didn't like her even more because he was like, oh, you're just one of those types of girls. And she kind of thought the same thing, where he was just honestly a massive D-head, was just moody all the time. He is also Russian, and I love it. Quite demanding, and he isn't always open to receiving other people's opinions, but he's still a really likable character. So they both have their flaws, which I'm really enjoying. It's kind of just like a really fun time, and the tension in this, yeah, it is a slow burn. So it's kind of like a marriage of convenience. So he needs citizenship to carry on working here and stay in the country. She wants her inheritance from her great grandfather because she wants to keep researching and creating this program to rehabilitate sports athletes. They don't have the funding for it, so she needs to get some money from somewhere. So the clause was for her to be married to then be able to receive this money, but she hasn't wanted it, she hasn't needed it, she didn't want anything to do with that part of her family that had money, so he kind of really did have the wrong end of the stick with her. They don't really try to get to know each other at first, like it really is still very hostile, but because she moves in, my favourite part is that she has these two rabbits. She doesn't tell him that she has them. She's locked herself in her room talking to them. He's listening in thinking that she's talking to another man, and it's literally so funny because they're called Damon and Stefan after Vampire Diaries. I was just giggling. I thought it was so funny. He got so jealous. He was literally telling her, he was like, you can't do the deed with other guys because we're married, like you're my wife, and when you're mine, you're mine. And I really love that energy from him. It was just, yeah, I'm having a really fun time if you couldn't tell. It's giggly fun time and probably exactly what I needed because I just want to be entertained, and this is exactly what this book is doing for me. Anyway, today, Wednesday, I've actually read, I worked it out earlier, I have read another 138 pages of Gloves Off. Yeah, so I'm on page 280 of 450. I am 63% the way through. I probably could finish it today, so I either might update you tonight or I'll update you tomorrow on how many pages I actually read more of today. But that's where we're at. That's my update. I'm sorry for the random day that we're just not going to talk about, and we're just going to carry on. I also did have a haircut, so if my hair looks different, I took the plunge and I had the chop. Having to deal with hormone issues is really not fun, and your hair falling out really isn't fun. So I thought to make it look better, let's just chop it off and make it look healthy again. I'm going to stop yapping. I'll come back and update you again how many pages I read at the end of today. Okay, so I have an update on Gloves Off. So today is Thursday. I'm going to give you an update on Wednesday because I actually read a total of 202 pages yesterday on Wednesday because I read 64 pages at night since I last spoke to you. So now we're on Thursday. I really hope that this is making sense. I'm gonna have to put on the screen so that you can see how many pages I read each day. So I'm actually on page 344. I'm just gonna pretty much sit here and read for the rest of the night and finish this book, which should leave me with another 100 or so pages, or just over 100 pages. So I'm just gonna read that now, hopefully, and finish it tonight. I am actually so tired, so let's pray that I do actually read 100 pages right now. But I'm gonna get into bed, read that, get comfy, finish this book, because now we are getting to the conclusion. I'm just loving these characters. It's so fun. Okay, so I have finished Gloves Off. I really enjoyed that ending actually. It was kind of a little bit emotional. Maybe that's just my mood at the moment though. So fun. I actually think I might give it 4 stars. I was debating between 4.5 and 4 stars. I wasn't like squealing out loud and like kicking my feet. I really did enjoy the banter though. I wasn't having any like physical outward reactions that I've had with other hockey romances that I've rated 4.5. So 4 is where I'm settling at, but it's such a good book and I would still really recommend it. So I have now read 106 pages in total. Am I planning to read more? I do not know. It is literally almost 12 o'clock at night. I was actually on FaceTime to my friends, so I didn't start a new book already, and I am very tired, but knowing me, I always still need to read before I fall asleep. I'll update you tomorrow whether I actually read any more tonight or just pass out. But I have actually had a scroll and chosen what my next book is going to be. I wanted it to be a Kindle Kindle read. I just feel like I want to be comfy in bed reading my Kindle at the moment, especially during the week with work. Normally at the weekend I prefer picking up like a physical book. I'm gonna read Empire of Flame and Thorns, and it is only 366 pages. I am just in a mood where I don't want to take something too seriously, but I want to go into a fantasy book. I'm really craving fantasy again. I want to read about dragons. I'm just going to read out the blurb for you so you can understand what it's about. A Fey rebel, a ruthless dragon commander, and a deadly trial that will turn their lives upside down. I love anything with like Seelie courts and like magic and Fey. Trapped in a Seelie court by a forest of thorns, Selena Hale lives at the mercy of the dragon shifters. Her only chance to gain her freedom is by entering the Atonement Trials, a deadly competition that pits Fey magic users against each other. Only 3 people can win, and Selena intends to be one of them. There is only one problem. Draven Wright, the ruthless commander of the dragon shifter army, is determined to make her lose. He symbolises everything that she hates, and if he finds out that she is also a member of the secret Fey rebellion, he will not only mess with her chances to win, he will kill her. But the more time she spends with him, the more she finds herself inexplicably drawn to him. Nothing is more dangerous in a lethal trial than a distracted heart, especially one that beats for the enemy. This sounds like I'm gonna have a fun time, and apparently the banter in this is off the charts, so I'm very excited going into this, so maybe I will read a little bit tonight. As of right now, I've read 106 pages today. I think this might be the least amount that I've read in the week so far. Yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping because it's already so late and I do have work tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh my god. So the dragon commander has caught her walking back to her room, literally starkers, like she is butt naked because someone stole her clothes, and he's like, well then, if it's not for my benefit, then what the fuck are you doing naked in the stairwell? And she's like, it's none of your business. He says, answer the question. She says, are you deaf or just stupid? I said, it's none of your business. Oh my god, I actually love them. He says, who? Oh my god. He gives her his shirt and it says, grabbing the collar of my shirt, his shirt. He pulls me closer as he locks a hard stare on me. This changes nothing. This changes everything. Okay, so as you may have seen, it is now Friday. I didn't read anymore last night, so I did actually start reading today. I actually had such a long day today, and for some reason I still managed to read 139 pages. For a busy day, I think is quite good for me, to be honest. I really didn't think I was going to get to 100 pages today, so I'm really glad that I did, because I do like to try and read 100 pages a day. Like, that is usually my goal, but I'm not going to put any pressure on it. Like, I've just been having a giggly fun time. I haven't been wanting to watch TV or do any of that. Like, I just want to sit here and read this book. It is just so fun. We have a grumpy dragon commander who wears all black, and our female main character who is basically part of this resistance, but she's quite low down in the resistance, even though she could do a lot more work for them, but no one really trusts her because of her power. She basically can control people's emotions, so she can't manifest emotions, but she can latch onto emotions that are already there and then like enhance them and just like manipulate them. Basically, she doesn't just go around doing this to anyone. Like, she doesn't really want to use her powers that way, but everyone always keeps keeps her at an arm's length because of this, so she kind of feels quite lonely, I guess, and is a bit of a people pleaser. I'm not gonna lie, like I really relate to her because I have been a people pleaser and I am really trying hard not to be, and to like stand up for myself and things in certain situations. I can see myself in her a bit from like me a couple of years ago and like how I used to be. I've gotten better because I'm learning, and I feel like she's gonna go on that journey as well, and I'm just loving it. Like I'm really connecting with her on this. Yes, she basically is working for this resistance, but there's these trials that happen every so often. There's basically Fae and then there's dragon shifters. The dragon shifters are the ones that are in charge. They keep the Fae poor and hungry, but in these trials, the dragon shifter royalty, they give Fae the chance who want to sign up for it to compete in these trials to then be able to win some freedom, kind of live outside of poverty, I'm guessing. Our female main character wants to enter these trials to prove to the resistance that she's going to be an asset to them so that she can get more information. I've just read one of the first trials and I was really entertained. It's kind of making me feel like it's just fun times, but the plot is also just really interesting. It's not poetic language, it's not overly descriptive, it is quite simple writing, but it's so fun and it's so entertaining, and I'm really enjoying everything about this. The plot, the romance. Our grumpy MMC commander dragon shifter, he is like the commander of the dragon shifters, like the army, and he does not want her to be in these trials, and like we don't necessarily know exactly why. I mean, she did throw a drink in his face when they first met, so he already does not like her. Okay, she literally swirls him and runs. The audacity of this girl, she's so entertaining. I love her. So I read 139 pages today. I don't know if I'm going to read anymore. It is actually quite late and I again have work tomorrow, even though it is a Saturday. I need to get some sleep. I'm very tired, but I just needed to finish this scene because it was so fun. I'm blushing and giggly and I want to read more. But I am already 41% the way through this. So I'm going to put the camera down now and I'll update you tomorrow. That's going to be our last day of updating you on how many pages I've read. On reading because it is literally almost 12 o'clock now on Saturday. Let's finish this vlog up and tell you how much I read today. I read 143 pages because I am officially 81% the way through this book now. I'm on page 282. So I have read 143 pages altogether today. I feel like the longer this video has gone on, the more tired I've got. I am very ready for bed. So that is everything that I read. I'm going to try and calculate how much I read this week. I really don't think it's actually as much as I thought I was going to read, to be honest, but I have managed to read at least 100 pages a day, which is kind of what I was aiming for. I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, so I managed to read 787 pages this week. Bear in mind, Tuesday I read nothing. I feel like I definitely would have finished this book as well if I was able to read on Tuesday. I think the best I've read in a week is like over 1,000 pages. That is a realistic reading week for me, with work and other life commitments and functioning as a human being. I'm not a fast reader and you don't need to be a fast reader. I mean, it's just for entertainment purposes. I actually really enjoy filming this vlog, so I might have to do this again. Let me know if you did enjoy this, what else you might like to see from me. Please drop it down below. On that note, I'm going to end this vlog here because I am knackered and I'm going to be going to bed. You will have to wait for my review on this book in my March reading wrap up, a preview of what's to come in my reading wrap up in this vlog. But thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you again in another video.